he was quite cool about it, luckily.
If you have body mods, if you have tattoos and an employer doesn't want to take you on, then that's not your problem.
You need to have a social life before it can be affected.
Are you a heavy tattooed person? Do you still have a job? Do you still have a family? How is society reacting? Oh, there's so many questions. The answer is very simple. We don't have a job. We don't have anyone in our life. We live like bums on the street. So this is a big interview series where we take other heavy tattooed peoples who like live in society, have tattoos, live with their tattoos, blah, 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 things like this. And we ask them a row of questions and make this episode out of it.
I definitely have to deal with a lot of stuff with people in my daily life, like questions if I'm tattooed everywhere, if I'm covered up a lot and like clothing wise, or how much did that hurt, or is that real even? And then I have an upcoming medical procedure, and I've even faced a lot of discrimination with doctors just in terms of negative ways they've treated me, or demanding that I remove a lot of things, or that they won't do certain things that I need medically unless I take out all of my piercings, and they even tried to have me take out my implants. I kind of explained what would that require, and then they kind of backed down. But I mean, even in a lot of places I go, sometimes I act like I want to steal things for having all these tattoos. Or when I come back to the country and go through Border Patrol, I tend to get a lot of questions, and at times I've even had problems with the facial recognition software, they say, and I have to see a supervisor because of how I look or my appearance. So definitely from just daily bothers up to positions of authority, I have to deal with stuff because of the extent of my tattoos. Some places I go, people call me a demon. They say I need holy water thrown at me. So definitely still a lot of prejudice that exists around this many tattoos or being this modified for me in my life.
That's right, so not big troubles for me to find a work. For a living, sometimes the bus people don't sit beside me, so it's pretty nice to have more room for my legs.
I think like social-wise, I don't think that modifications in general kind of put an obstacle for being able to socialize. It's only you in your head that is putting the obstacles, and then you can overcome that. Of course, people are gonna have opinions and think you, like there's always gonna be people that thinks that you look weird and stuff, but I feel in general that looking this way is also maybe an easy icebreaker for people to approach you. Very much people say stupid shit, which makes it like, you know, but why would I want to be with these people anyways that are judgmental in this way? And so, I mean, it makes it way easier to filter out who is the stupid people and the people that I actually want to spend time with. So I don't think social-wise that it has been a negative thing. I think it's more an easier icebreaker for people, and it's also, as I said, easier to see which people you actually want to interact with. And then, like work-wise, I have for a lot of years worked in what you would call a normal job or whatever, but I never feel that has been really an obstacle. Obviously, I have a charming personality or something. I don't know. It just works. And so, I don't know. For me, I don't think it has been an obstacle to get a normal kind of work. Now I'm more like leaning into my own stuff, and that is like, and then if you would combine that with like meeting people where you can sell your stuff or stuff like this, it's never been a problem. It's like, I guess again, like as long as you can talk for yourself, and also, I mean, people are going to be judgmental and make it harder for people that look this way. But as long as you can talk and show people in one sense that you're not completely stupid, I don't see that as a problem, really. No.
The tattoo I got empowered me, and I feel way more myself since I get tattooed. And yeah, it helps me because I'm a tattooer, so the people who come to get tattooed by me, they can notice I've been through it too, and they're on the table, and maybe it helps them also to trust me through the process.
how have my tattoos affected my social life? You need to have a social life before it can be affected. I'm joking. My working life kind of is my social life, to be honest, outside of new clients and maybe going to a tattoo convention. I don't really see too many people. I've got a small group of friends that I hang out with. I go to the same 3 vegan restaurants and I go to the same gym each day. I mean, other than traveling, I suppose I'm fairly social when I travel, but it's always served, at least in my working life, obviously I'm a tattoo artist, so the tattoos actually, I think, serve to authenticate to an extent that you're into what you do, and it kind of also keeps you connected with the process. So obviously I'm tattooing people day in, day out, and people, you can kind of forget sometimes how much it hurts. So I think unless you're fully committed to getting fully tattooed yourself, you can forget how much of an intense experience it is for people. In general day-to-day life, every now and then somebody kicks off about the swastika on my forehead, which is, I suppose, understandable to an extent in the West. If you want to know why I have a swastika tattooed on my forehead, you can check the video out on my channel. Obviously there's a preconceived idea in the West that anybody that uses this symbol is somehow a racist or a Nazi, which couldn't be any further from the truth. It's one of the most sacred symbols known to man. So I think the tattoos really have enriched my life. I think they've enriched my working life, and I think they've enriched my social life to an extent. I think they kind of act as a bit of a filter for people, because somebody that is so narrow-minded that they can't get their head around why somebody would do something like this, I'm not too bothered about trying to talk to anyway. And then anybody that's genuinely interested that wants to talk, usually you've got a decent person and it's worth having a chat with.
Hey squirrels, when you like my art, philosophy, my idea of life, I wrote a book as well, which I speak about all of this. Plenty of art books like this too, and much more. On top, I have many of my arts printed on high quality paper. I have it on canvases, so there's endless of stuff what I ever created on our web shop. Besides of this, I created plenty of nice clothings. I designed my own bags, hoodies, zippers, jackets, girly lines, and so much more. All of this you find on our website, site25.com. Feel free to have a visit and see you.
Tattoos, I don't think has changed my social life at all. I've once had a lady, so I was getting on the train and she started crying at me in conversation, saying, "I can't believe you've done all these things to your body," and it really upset her because she couldn't understand why someone would do things that caused them physical pain to their body, which was pretty intense. But that's, like, I would say, the only kind of out in the world strange social experience that I've had. In regards to work, I used to work in a very conventional office, and I used to have like bright green and blue dreadlocks, and I felt like I never progressed in my role because of the way that I looked. So in regards to employment, I do think it has held me back. However, I've never been out of employment. I've always had an income and a job. And at the end of the day, if you have body mods, if you have tattoos, and an employer doesn't want to take you on, then that's not your problem, that's theirs. So, yeah.
My work has always been in this scene, like piercing and doing the shows, so I think it has affected me positively in that way. Sometimes in traveling, it can give good feedback, but also bad feedback. Like, for example, in Israel, there was some people that were super nice to me and was saying nice things about my tattoos on street, but then completely opposite also, saying that the end is near because I'm there and I'm a terrible person and that's too many tattoos and go away and so on. But in generally, here in Finland, it doesn't affect much at all. People don't care.
For me, this is a very easy answer because yes, I had a lot of problems in my life because I look like I look and I try to live my life. But none of these problems ever affected me because I was really give a crap.
Because of my education, I'm educated in working with socially and mentally disabled people, people with special needs in general, and that kind of work community in Denmark is quite open about how you look. So I've been quite lucky when it comes to that. Now I'm self-employed, so it doesn't matter. But at that point, I had to ask my boss if it was okay, that I was getting my hand tattooed, and maybe this would crawl a bit up on the neck. But he had tattoos himself, so he was quite cool about it, luckily. So
the most I have more tattoos, I think society, some people of the society judge us more for being different and not the beauty standards. But I think it's also cool because you can, see the people that don't see you or value for who you are. And I always say that for people not be judging you just for your cover, I think this is a way for express myself, but I also think that a way for like a rebellion or like a revolutionary way to go off these beauty standards that is like so normalized, and if you didn't follow them, so you are not accepted in the society. And I have 2 kids, and my kids, they don't have any judgment about this. Every time I do a new tattoo, they are very excited and see that they told me that looks beautiful and things like this. But I know that for some jobs you still have a lot of judgment, but I feel this doesn't matter because people that don't see you and your real value, it just judge you for who, like how you are dressed and how you look. So these people just don't belong in your life,
I was working in the kitchen because my family business is a restaurant. So I started off in the kitchen. And in the kitchen, you can, be whatever you want. It doesn't affect my work ability or, my co-worker or anything like that. And then I have a chance to go to America. And I still working and studying. And I start to work in the kitchen and it doesn't affect me at all. Back then, I start to have a tattoo. And then I have opportunity to work in the front, which is bar, busboy, I wear long sleeve back then. And I got a few tattoo on my neck, and after that I have more, but it doesn't really affect my work because I was living in San Francisco at that time, and tattoo people with service industry is kind of like acceptable as long as you are a kind person, friendly, and be respectful to the other. I don't think it affect my work, and people seem to be very enjoy and happy, and I got a lot of good opportunity offer with with my tattoo as well. They love my tattoo, they love my look, so they offer me a different job, so it doesn't affect me at all. I had a really good time there.
So this was a very interesting topic. Thank you all our interviewers and freaks for answering this. I really like to use the word freak because I think society used that word freak and they think it's really degrading or humiliating or something like this. But I personally like the word freak, I'm proud to be a freak, whoever. Doesn't matter. It's a silly, funny word. I like to use it. And so anyway, thanks to all our freaks for answering this question. And I hope you also like this episode. When yes, leave a comment. And when you want more, leave a like. And when you're neither of it, subscribe. And see you the next time. Peace out.